Ludus, Vulpes.
Welcome to Ludus, Vulpes. My name's Kirsty, and today we're with Richard of Medusa Games. Hi, Richard.
Hello, hi there. Yeah.
How's Airecon treating you?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Now the snow's gone.
Yes,
So,
thankfully we have successfully made it.
yes.
So we're sat here with the magnificent flying machines, which we've just had a fantastic little game of. And for those that don't know the game, do you want to give a brief explanation about how it works?
Sure. So this is based on the early years of aviation, when just
Yes.
getting into the air was difficult and dangerous. It's only a very few years after the first flights and things these have been set.
Yeah.
So these early air races and things were often, a lot of planes would take place, but a lot of them would crash along the way, and only a small number might make the whole course. So it's based a little bit on that, where you are attempting to take off and fly along and land along the way and be the first person to ever land in Manchester or wherever it might be, and scoring points by progressing down the course, but also by doing things like carrying passengers and dropping off cargoes. A lot of those early races have these prizes for doing those sorts of things. The first person to deliver a cargo to Harrogate, which is topical. Got a tea set apparently delivered.
Nice.
That was their prize.
Sounds like my kind of prize.
Yes. So anyway, that's what you do. So as we've just discovered, there's quite a lot of luck in there, or bad luck in my case, this particular race. Other ways of mitigating the luck by using abilities that pilots have, and cards and equipment and so on. But sometimes your luck just runs out, and you have to repair the plane and get back in the air. And things. So it's one of those games where suits people that don't mind elements of luck, but where you can, to an extent, think your way through it. What can I do to still get around the problem?
Manipulate the dice in some way.
You can also, there are elements of being able to affect other pilots, sort of Dick Dastardly style, by doing certain things called dirty tricks and things. And,
like this one, you can force another opponent's plane to land, do a test to land immediately.
Or whiskey and the coffee we had earlier on, I believe.
Yes, we did.
And things like the early, we got the shotgun here, which was those early air races. One of the ones in about, I think, 1910, one of the pilots had to sort of use a revolver to get rid of an eagle that was sort of when he was flying across the Pyrenees. So what we've actually played here, the course of this is the course of this London to Manchester air race, using one of these cards, which is going to be in the expansion that we're working on, which is going to bring...
Just pop that there so people can see that. This is a prototype for one of the items for the new expansion.
And so in the original air race, there are 15 tiles of mainly what you might think of as Northern European, British terrain, so fields and towns, and there are mountains and there are lakes and things like that. And there are 18 pilots, 24 pieces of equipment, 6 different flying machines, and you assemble those together to make to put them together. And different types of machines might suit different conditions or strategies. So for some are better off at dropping off cargoes or passengers. Others are faster, probably get down the course a bit quicker. Maybe better suited for picking up spare bonus points from doing trick manoeuvres and things. Others are quite good at landing and taking off, but not terribly good at flying along, like my helicopter here. In the expansion that we're working on, there are new terrains and things that we're bringing in to be more variety. And
some examples of the terrain along here.
So we've got these are obviously just mock-ups, but we've got like the Alps, crossing of the sea, things like arid conditions and desert. There's also going to be forest and things like moorland and so other trains which bring in a variety of courses. So you'll be able to do London to Paris, or Paris to Madrid, and this sort of thing. And potentially those races might score up over several cards. So the round Britain race, I think, is 3 cards. The round Europe is 4. And you carry your scores then add up between the races towards like an overall winner. And you can decide, are you going to stick with the same pilot and the same flying machine throughout, or maybe changing the the design of the thing a little bit between the races. So if the next one has lots of mountains, you might alter the makeup a little bit. So that's the gist of it.
One of the things I really enjoy about the original game is the variability with the weather, and obviously that still continues in the new expansion.
Yes, that's right. So we've got these weather tiles. So the tests that you're doing in the game are driven by how many dice you roll, which depends on your flying machine, your pilots, and your equipment, but against difficulties which are determined by the terrain, but also the weather. So a lightning storm over the mountains can often be lots of symbols are going to be needed to get by.
To navigate through,
So in the new areas we've got even slightly more dangerous conditions like crossing of the Alps.
Of course, the
sea conditions, if you're trying to attempt to land in the sea, that's not going to be easy. And so on. Weather conditions we'll have blizzards, which are even worse than the storms, and things like heat waves and sandstorms and so on, and some new pilots as well to reflect some more special abilities, but also we're trying to name them after some of those early aviators and things.
For those that don't necessarily know Medusa Games, Medusa Games tend to always have like a historical, true theme to them.
Yes, we tend to have either historical or perhaps mythological elements to things. So obviously Flying Machines is that. Our first game was Great Fire in London. Then we've also got Nine Worlds, which is a mythological basis, and a prototype game working on at the moment over there is Oranges and Lemons, which is based on sort of historical London in the 17th century, and all the trades and things that go on there. And we have Tinker Tailor, which is again based on that nursery rhyme Tinker Tailor. So usually there is something like a mythological or historical element to the game.
That's really nice. So you're here all weekend for people to come and have a little test run of the Oranges and Lemons and give a go to the Magnificent Flying Machine.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
And then you've also got the Nine Worlds
and Tinker Tailor here.
Perfect.
And,
what's the release schedule for this one?
I mean, obviously the things like Great Fire, Nine Worlds, Flying Machines, Tinker Tailor with their expansions already exist. The expansion for Flying Machines, which is going to be called the Great Air Races, will be out in October of 23. So basically a test and spiel. And we're planning on Orange and Lemons being ready for next October. That's getting close to finishing. We're doing play testing on it, but we're looking probably for next year for that one.
It's exciting. So lots to look forward to from Medusa Games. So thank you so much for your time today, Richard. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of Airecon.
Okay, you too.
Bye everyone.
Bye.